Hungary. I'm here representing the Bureau of the European Liberal Youth Organization, but I'm also Bulgarian, so I'm Balkan. And for that reason, I would like to focus on the Balkan way towards the EU. As mentioned, Bulgaria is one of the newer EU member states. And to be honest, I remember the exact day I was in university when we entered the EU. For the whole year before the day of accession, the 1st of January 2007, we had this electronic calculator installed on the Bulgarian National Bank that was counting down the days until the moment we entered the EU. So you could pass by in the city what we expect from the EU, what it means for us, what it brings to us, but also what do we need to do to be a proper part of it. And on that point, I think it's also extremely important that we exchange our views with the rest of the liberal and democratic people throughout Europe. Because we might know that we belong in Europe, but unless we start discussing and explaining how and why we have and share the same values, we will always be misunderstood. In that regard, as I am a Fulbright alumna myself, I always like to quote a quote by Senator Fulbright, who installed this educational exchange program in the US, who said, "It is much greater certainty to have people understand the way you think than building yet another submarine." And this is something young people from the Balkans need to do over and over again. Participate in all the international and European panels you could come up with and convince those in international forums and European counterparts that yes, we all belong in Europe. We are part of it mentally and in terms of values. And to finish up, not to bore you at this late hour already, there was a documentary I watched, a Bulgarian documentary I watched a few years ago, and it was called "Whose Song Is This?" It goes by a journalist who ended up in a cafe in Istanbul on a table with a Greek, a Turkish, a Serbian, Macedonian person, and a song started in that cafeteria, and everybody started singing the song in their own language. And they started arguing, whose song is this? Like, she knew it's one of the very classical, traditional folklore Bulgarian songs. And each of the people on the table knew as well that this is a very classical, traditional, local song. To which I say, who cares? It's the same song, because we're the same people and we all belong to the EU.